Muslim community that unites Muslims from different nationalities. A huge network, weekly gathering, group meals, shared values, and different experiences. A community that is more like a family. Today's video is going to be about the network building in the Manitoba Islamic Association in Winnipeg. This is Zuhair. Welcome to Civic Platform. Salam alaikum. How are you, Idris?
Walaikum salam. I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you for accepting my invitation.
It's my pleasure to be with you.
Thank you, sir. To begin, we need to start to talk about the Muslim challenges in Winnipeg, especially the newcomer and like new refugees here. What is the most, if we can highlight it?
Well, people come here obviously from other countries. They face a number of challenges. They're trying to integrate into a new environment. They're trying to understand that environment. They are trying to find work or get enrolled in school. Some are even trying to learn the language or the languages that we speak. So I think it's a multifaceted challenge. But one challenge that that we kind of help with is obviously people need to find a community, need to find a support network, need to connect with members of the same faith, of the same culture. And that's where the MIA, the Manitoba Islamic Association, comes in, that we provide communities with opportunities to get together, to connect, to build bridges, to establish a support network. And this hopefully helps make people's transition into Canada a much easier and more pleasant one.
So these people, they took like a steps to be survive or to be like settle and succeed after a couple of years. What is the main steps they should take in the beginning as a Muslims or like any immigrant to be in this level of like satisfied in Winnipeg?
So I think, just generally speaking, I think one key issue is language. I think oftentimes language barriers are a significant challenge for many, and I would encourage everybody to take the time and invest their efforts into trying to get to a level of English proficiency where it will increase their chance of getting good employment. I think the other thing is it just takes time. People have to be patient. You can't expect to come here and just pick up from where you left off in your home country. It takes time, it takes patience. Sometimes it takes several years before someone can find themselves in a level of employment and just a level of being settled completely and satisfied with their lives here. But I think with patience and time and hard work, it is possible. In terms of Muslims, I think it's just really important to connect with the community and first to realize that there is a very large, diverse community of Muslims, that many members of the community who have been here longer are eager to help you and meet you and get to know you, and that you should make it a priority that you connect with the community and through the different activities and programs and functions and facilities and mosques, and that you don't have to kind of go through this alone on your own. There's a community there to help support and provide guidance.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Anas. I've been in Winnipeg, Canada for about 5 years now. It's been over 5 actually. I remember in the very beginning I used to be someone who was very reserved, not too involved in what was going on in the community, but then I began coming to the masjid more frequently. At first, in my interactions with people, I decided to begin with a salam and a how are you, and slowly but surely that salam and how are you became a more in-depth conversation. We went from one thing to another, and that's how I built connections with people, got to know so many people who frequently come here as well. More specifically, I think coming to the masjid impacts your life in so many ways. Your daily life, for example, if you're looking for a car or a place to live, you'll find people here who can point you in the right direction, can point you to others who can help you with your needs. If you're a student, for example, if you need help with courses, if you're looking to make friends, the MIA, for example, is very active on social media. I remember a few years ago there was this summer retreat that I was a member of, and I heard about that program from the people here and from MIA's social media pages, and for me that was one of the most memorable experiences I've had in terms of meeting new people, enjoying outdoors with them, becoming a better Muslim in terms of how well I know my Islam. And really, to summarize, in every practical way or in every aspect of our daily life, I'd say, the masjid and the people that come to the masjid, you'll meet someone who knows something which can be really helpful to you. That's been my experience.
So, if we go now to like MIA, how the MIA support newcomers Muslim, and which like a program offering for them to settle in Winnipeg?
So the MIA is over 50 years old, and its roots, it was officially founded in 1969, but it's before that there was at least a decade of informal community getting together and trying to form the nucleus of the community. Now, MIA is not a newcomer settlement agency. There are other agencies that are specialized and dedicated to that. This is what they do. However, MIA plays a role in providing a sense of community to people, and also providing some supports that may be needed. So while the newcomer serving agencies or the settlement agencies focus on settlement, on helping people kind of overcome the initial barriers of coming to Canada, MIA is more about providing a community to the people, both newcomers and those who've been here all their lives. We have both ends of the spectrum. Oftentimes, people who come here also have a concern for preserving heritage and culture and language, and especially the Arabic language, and so especially for their children. So MIA provides a lot of children's programming in the Arabic language, in religious studies, and provides people an opportunity to preserve components of their faith and their culture that are important to them. And then when people are struggling, MIA has forms of support in the forms of, for example, we collect charity as a zakat and give it to those who are in need. So those who are in need can apply. There's a simple process to apply and receive assistance. We have a food bank where people can get assistance with food. And we have also obviously spiritual support, counseling with imams, but also even mental health counseling. So again, moving to a new country can be challenging. It can cause a lot of mental stress. And we have mental health counselors who can assist and support people going through that.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name is Zeeshan. I come here to MIA regularly with my family. We recently had a kid, we love bringing her here. She's now 15 months old. It's a very welcoming place for her to be. My wife also, she loves coming here, especially she's a reward. After she accepted Islam, she didn't know a lot of people. But ever since she started coming to MIA, she met a lot of Muslim brothers and sisters here. And she loved coming here so much so that she's now volunteering at MIA in different programs. And even for myself, when I first came to Winnipeg from Toronto, I did not know a lot of people. Actually, I did not know anybody. But it was through the masjid that I met all my friends that I know today, and a lot more, So I highly encourage everybody, who come to the masjid always, of course, keep continuing coming to the masjid, supporting masjid, and at the same time, bring your kids, your family members. It's a great place. It's a safe place. I love it. When my daughter is wandering around in the masjid, I feel safe. I know people take care of her. And even in our community, if you need help, it's a great place to meet people, because in our masjid, people from different walks of life come. They have a lot of trades here. People, with different trades come in. In fact, personal story, I had a problem in my knee. I met a doctor in the masjid here. So it was a day, just a couple of days ago, it was a bad weather day. Instead of going to the clinic, I called the doctor over the phone because I met him through the mosque. And he was able to advise me what to do, and it actually worked for me. So likewise, it's a great place to just, not only build network in terms of friends, but even in practical help. If you need help and advice on any sort, I'm sure, people can find people like, if you need help in building a house or need work, repair something or your car or whatever. In our community, we have people from all walks of life. So in that sense, too, coming to the masjid on a regular basis and supporting your masjid on a regular basis makes a lot more sense to me, and I'm sure to everybody as well.
Okay, Idris, can you tell me more about the preschool program?
So we have a preschool program that enables young kids to come to the Grand Mosque and get some immersion in the Arabic language with some trained teachers who basically help the kids learn Arabic at an early age, and also try to kind of introduce them to the mosque environment so that they feel comfortable growing up in that environment and establishing bonds and connections to the community from an early age. The program is offered daily throughout the year. And people can who are interested in that can check the MIA website or call the MIA office to get more information.
My name is Raed Hamdan. I'm the managing director of Manitoba Islamic Association. So we're doing Iftar every week. We have many themes that we're starting with. We started with a South Asian Iftar. After that, we got the Somali Iftar, and now today we're doing the Moroccan Iftar, and next week Mediterranean Iftar. So the idea of this gathering is like just to gather people together and to get to know each other more and more. Such events, especially after the COVID-19 restriction, were lifted over. So now, I mean, we have more gathering, we have more social events, and we're starting with the iftar and prayers back to normal. The idea of these events are just to gather people together. So either like people are immigrating, newly immigrated to Winnipeg, or people that they're staying here, so they love to come to these events. So they gather together, they talk about what difficulties they have in this city, and they help each other. So that's the main purpose of this event.
You mentioned earlier about the food bank, but I saw in Ramadan specifically there is like many events. For example, the iftar, and I saw like a huge line for a car. They stop and take some food to break their fasting. Can you tell me about like more about this activities?
Yeah, so Ramadan is a very busy time for us, and many people see the prayers and the spiritual component, but there's a lot that also goes on. So every day, through the efforts of volunteers and support from businesses, we distribute over 500 meals, iftar meals every day. Those go to international students, those go to people who are in need. Some are picked up from the mosque through a drive-through setup. but others are delivered to different parts of the city. Some go to downtown, some go to seniors in their homes who are unable to drive. And so every day we have about 500 meals or over 500 meals are being distributed. Also, we have in Ramadan, we provide food hampers, so food baskets to needy families. And then we have the food bank. The food bank is a program that we started after COVID, because with COVID, people were struggling with increased food insecurity. So the food bank clients, and they can be anybody. They don't have to be members of the Muslim faith. They apply and they are issued short-term support, food support. And this Ramadan, I think we are supporting close to 700 clients from the food bank, in addition to the food hampers, in addition to the iftars.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Firas Alamuddin. I am a regular volunteer here with the mosque at the MIA. And I'm here today to talk a little bit about how this beautiful organization that we have, how it brings people together and gets them more connected, and what sort of events that usually this mosque or this community center hosts to bring more people together. So we begin with obviously talking about the major ones are the ones that we have usually at the mosque, the daily prayers, the 5-time prayers. Those bring people together, get them connected. And then you have the khutbahs. There's 2 different khutbahs that are done every Friday. And then we have social services, social services events, like especially in the Eid program, where they host a huge gathering where it happens at a convention center in Winnipeg, and every single Muslim in the city comes together, and it's obviously supplied and organized by the MIA. Now we also have mental health resources where you can actually come and meet with a psychologist and a Muslim psychologist, and you can speak and then tell them what's going on with you. Essentially, this place, this community center here, is a place for every single Muslim in Winnipeg to come, build connections through the events, through the several events that are happening, and obviously get well established in the community. So make sure to check us out. Come and meet your brothers here. Get to know your brothers. Get to know your community through the mosque. It's a beautiful place to be in, and it's so nice that there are so many people that you can easily get connected to, especially if you're looking. Say you're looking to buy a house. There's definitely someone who's a realtor who comes and prays their daily prayers or is involved with the community. So come check us out. We hope that this is bringing people together, and I just wanted to speak a little bit about the different events or the different programs that bring the community together and get you well connected. Thank you so much.
MIA in the Grand Mosque, it's like a center for all the community member to join for like a 5-time prayer or for Al Jum'ah prayer. So it's a big opportunity to the community to gather. And I saw many of people, they sit after the prayer and talk, have like a small talk, and they build their network. Why the network? It's very important, especially in Winnipeg.
Well, because it's important anywhere, and because that's how the world runs. It runs on knowing people. First of all, you need to have friends who share your values and share your that you feel comfortable with. So the mosque is just a gathering place, and that's how Islam is a very social religion. It emphasizes doing things together. There's private worship is important, but so is community worship together, because that's how you establish connections. And so it's important socially to have social support. Professionally, for example, many engineers come. They want to learn about how they can get their credentials recognized and get the professional engineering designation in Canada. So they meet other engineers and they learn from them and so on. So it's and then people get sick. If you come to the mosque frequently, when you're absent, people miss you. They check on you. So it provides a social support network, and that's very, very important. And it's wonderful to see the mosque not just be a place for prayers, but as importantly, a place where people socialize, meet, network, and build the community together.
So this network, maybe it will be the beginning to start volunteering, maybe in the mosque or outside. Also, maybe it will be like the first step to find their future job. So it will be like more benefit just than come and pray, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And we run most of the programs are run by volunteers, and so we're always looking for new volunteers. If people have an interest, have a skill set that they would like to offer, we are always looking for more volunteers. In fact, many of the MIA employees are immigrants whose job at MIA is their first job in Canada, and the hope is that they get some experience, and then they can from that grow and even go beyond MIA and go to do something bigger and better. But volunteering is a great way to get experience, and we're always happy to offer people that opportunity as long as they can, they have the time and the commitment to make it and to support our work.
My name is Tahir Iqbal, and I am Facility Manager with Manitoba Islamic Association. MIA was actually incorporated in 1969. We are one of the oldest organization in Canada and the oldest Muslim organization in Manitoba. So MIA is offering a wide range of programs and activities, including education, sports, physical and mental health, and a lot of religious activities as well. So I encourage all the youth and other groups to be a part of MIA by volunteering and by participating in different programs and events. It's a good spot to connect with other fellow Canadians, to know more about other cultures. As you know, Muslims they have a very diverse background. We have communities from more than 50 Muslim countries. So MIA is a very good place to know a lot more about the people who are around us. So if you are interested in any kind of volunteer activity, we are more than happy to welcome you to have that experience with MIA. And this organization is being run by volunteers. Our board is a volunteer board, and we are basically being run by donations and volunteers. That's the engine of the organization. So I encourage our youth and even all age groups to be a part of MIA as a volunteer. Volunteerism is very important. It can give you some, for me, it can give you the self-satisfaction. So you'll be satisfied that you have done something. It's not about yourself only. If you're doing volunteer work, it will give you the satisfaction that you're doing something for somebody else. In a community organization like Manitoba Islamic Association, you can get ajr. We have a religious operations, mosque, and other religious activities. So it's not just a simple volunteer work. It has some added benefit as well that can actually even give you ajr and your satisfaction on top of it. And plus, to be very honest, if you are new to Canada, if you are volunteering, it can be your first step towards your job. People will ask you, do you have a Canadian education or a Canadian experience? And if you have none of those things, I think volunteerism is one of the other substitutes or alternatives to enter in the market, the job market or the labor market. So that's something that can be the first step, and then definitely on top of that, you'll be satisfied that you have done something for the community, not just for yourself.
One of the huge facilities in MIA Grand Mosque, the gym, and I remember there was a skating in the winter time. How that important? How we activate these facilities to help the community in the same time?
So this is the vision of those who came here before us. people come here and walk into the Grand Mosque. And so let me just say the MIA in Winnipeg has 3 facilities: the Grand Mosque, the Pioneer Mosque in St. Vital, which is the small historical mosque, the first one established in Manitoba, and we have MIA Connections, an office facility in downtown Central Park, where we also provide services for the community. But the Grand Mosque, the vision was not, again, to go beyond a place of prayer to a place that brings the community together. So we have a full-size gym where we provide, we run sports activities for young people and for children, where we use as a dinner hall for the community gatherings. And like we say, you give example in the winter, we established a rink outside. We had a long winter, and it was still we were still coming out of COVID, and people needed a safe way to get together and the kids to be active. So we set up a rink, and you cannot separate things. You've got to be able to connect with people in a positive way, and this is what the mosque does, and this is what the MIA does. And we have a focus on young people, on youth. Youth who are growing up in Canada, and through these recreational and sports programs and other activities, we hope to continue to attract them and make the mosque a welcoming and a place for that important sector of our community.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Dalvinder and I'm a revert. As a revert, coming to the masjid has given me a place where I belong to. I have met so many sisters. I've just learned so much, etiquettes of the masjid, etiquettes of a Muslim, small things that, like how to make wudu, how to speak. Everything changes for the better, in a good way. So I definitely think everyone should come to the masjid, as it's great. You meet people of all different kinds, walks of lives, some that need help, and sometimes you need help. So it's just the feels, bringing the community together. I enjoy coming to masjid. It gives me peace, gives me sakoon. Alhamdulillah.
If you mention the youth, it's something a huge part. Every Muslims here in Winnipeg, they have some fears about how they parenting their kids. So how the MIA helping the families with the parenting, more, can we know more about the program to attract them to come and to know each other?
Yeah, so like I said, youth is our top priority. It's our most important objective as an organization, is to focus on the youth. And so we throughout the COVID times, we started creating virtual programs for the youth, and in fact, the youth themselves leading these programs, and we're just providing the support. And then after COVID, now finally they're getting together in person, and we provide opportunities for the youth to organize themselves to do community service. Like this weekend, they were packing care kits for the homeless. We provide opportunities for them to gain leadership experience, to learn about their faith and their culture, to start to grow as leaders in the community. And I'm very, very proud that like right now, our youth programs, our youth activities, they can attract between close to 200 young brothers and sisters. And we are committed to this. We're investing in this. We hired a full-time youth director to work with the youth to support their programs and their activities. We are planning this year again a summer camp as well. This is critical, and it's critical for parents to get their children used to being around the mosque and around the community from an early age. So if you try to convince your son or your daughter at age 15 that they should get involved, it's a little too late. That is something they need to grow up with and be used to from an early age as part of their identity as Canadian Muslims.
So in the last minute, what is the plan of MIA for the future? There is like a plan for upcoming years. if we need to talk about this?
Yeah, I can just share some things that are being explored right now actively. So we are seeing a community expand, growing in large numbers. So we hope that our services can grow and cope with that and be able to support the growth in the community. I think in the next, I will say that in the next 5 years, we'll probably see inshallah, a full-time school in MIA. You probably know that the Grand Mosque, has a lot of land next to it, and we hope to see that development take place. And one of the things that we hope to see on that land is a full-time school, inshallah. And then continued focus on young people, on young professionals, young families, because we are thinking about the future of the community, not now, not in 5 years, but in 50 years to 100 years, and hopefully, and that's where if we continue to invest in young people, hopefully we will see that return on investment in the future.
Thank you very much for all this information. I was very proud to have you on Civic Platform.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
This is everything for today's video. We hope you enjoyed it and gained new helpful information. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe to see our upcoming episodes.